Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm doing my UK stock market portfolio review. So this is where I show off my UK portfolio, all my positions, the position sizes and how much they're up. And yeah, it's a monthly series that I run on the channel so you guys can track my progress with so you know that I'm actually owning these stocks and what I'm doing exactly and everything like that. I think it just keeps that transparency up a little bit, that little bit of trust, I guess, so have some confidence in what I'm saying is the actual things that I'm doing, and hopefully we can keep this running. And basically the UK portfolio, I was just invested into US stocks, and then obviously the COVID happened, and loads of people that were UK viewers that were listening to me, because I used to just talk about US stocks for so many years, they went, can you do some UK stocks as well? And I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go, I'll see what happens. And obviously I got involved in COVID, which was a really good time to be starting this UK portfolio. And yeah, it's been very successful. It's probably gone a lot better than what I thought it would have done. And I generally didn't think we would have 3 stocks over 100% gains by now. And that's unbelievable. So yeah, it's actually doing really well, but definitely a lot better than what I thought. And I'm really happy with what has come on with this portfolio. So hopefully I can do like a minute or two talk about every company and where I'm at with every company and everything like that. And we'll get started. So we'll start up at the top, which is 888 Casinos. Obviously one of my first stocks that was bought into this portfolio. We're currently up 101%. Very happy with how that one's gone. Definitely a lot better than what I thought it was going to go, to be fair. I think that's still got a lot of potential about the growth side of it as well, with its international growth. So very happy with that one. It's one of the main reasons I got into that one over something like a William Hill is because of its international growth. Very happy with 888 Casinos. Next up, Airtel Africa. So this was featured in the 3 UK stocks to buy. I was up 40% on this one. It had a little bit of a dip due to a mystery seller that sold off a lot of shares, a bit of panic, but fundamentally still a very sound company. Even though I'm a little bit focused on share price gain, the main focus in this one is actually picking up a little bit of a dividend. The main thing for me is to pick up a dividend in this stock. So yeah, I would be happy to get some share price gain, but I'm also thinking from a dividend point of view as well. So yeah, it's one that I might buy a little bit more of right now. Next up, Barrett Developments, pretty much up 30% on that one. Very happy with this, doing well. It should probably be up a bit more. I feel like this stock should be up about 50%. A little bit undervalued, I'd say still. And I think that the great thing about this is that when you consider that when these dividends come back on this company is going to be paying like an 8, 10, even more than that dividend yield every year. So as well as getting some share price gain, I'm going to be getting paid a very hefty dividend on that company as well. So yeah, it's going to be very good. It's very similar for Taylor Wimpy as well when we get around to that. Next up, my biggest position, a stock that I am very well known for on the channel, which is Boohoo. It's my biggest holding in my portfolio. It had a very good December. It's currently up 41%. It made very good managerial decisions in December with, obviously 2020 was a horrible year for it. There was a lot of negative news that came out. It really did get the kick in the teeth because of it. And now it's put a lot of great things in place to make sure that these problems don't happen again, which is the main thing. And I feel like that when we look at the earnings will be pretty good, well, hopefully pretty good for it. I think that this stock is still probably undervalued from where it should be. And in my opinion, it should, in the end of 2021, be over £5. So yeah, I mean, if it was to go over £5, I believe that would put me up about 100% return. So yeah, I think if it was to get to that point by the end of 2021, I'd be happy, 100% club. In my opinion, Boohoo should be a £5 stock by the end of the year, and it's still holding very strong. The only thing that I might do slightly is just maybe take a 10% cut out of this in a few days, but that would be the only change I make. I would still hold a very big chunk, and it would still clearly be my biggest position if I was to trim that. But it's something I'm thinking about, and if I do, I don't know if I'll make a video about it. It will be something that is on the Patreon, so the link is in the description if you want to do about that. I always post when I'm buying and selling. All these companies would have been posted on there when I'm buying and selling, so literally, not that I'm saying you should, and I definitely don't recommend doing it, but if every buy notification went on Patreon and you was to do the exact same thing, you would have the same exact portfolio as this, which is doing pretty well, to be fair. But don't do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with that one. And next up is Card Factory. So this is the turnaround play. I think the next earnings is definitely a massive one for this one if it can bring out some good news and we see some positive factors coming in. You know, with the turnaround, the stores, Christmas sales, online growth, it could be pretty good. It's a company that I might just increase like 10-20% in the next month, so that could be a little bit of a change, but yeah. Next up is Jet2. So Jet2 is currently up 106%. It's a 100% club return member, and the really scary thing about this is that this is nowhere near like the level that it can be. It's a very scary thought when I think about Jet2 in like 2 more years' time, and then I'm looking at them shares and I'm like, I would be disappointed if I only had 200% return. I think Jet2 in the next 2 years in this portfolio could look like either a 300% return or even a 400% return, and that's a scary thought. You know, I get asked all the time, like, what do I think of Jet2? And if I don't own it, if I do own it, and it's such a tricky one because I don't like to. I hate commenting on stocks when people ask me like, is it too late to buy so and so? Because it's very hard when you've got a low average to get into the mindset of not being involved in the company and then deciding. So but it still has a lot of potential, I do feel like. Then we've got Greggs. It's been a little bit of a downtrend the last few days, but I think Greggs could do quite well. Funny enough, I tried the Iceland sausage rolls from the freezer section. They were pretty good. They were like the real things. And also, I think Just Eat Delivery could be a little bit of a surprise package for Greggs in their earnings report. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And it's still crazy because I'm like, every single time I go past the Greggs, they're still queuing out the stores, and I don't know. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Greggs. But yeah, in the long run, I'm still very confident on it, and I think a very solid company. The dividend will come back as well very soon, I believe. So yeah, we'll see. Next up is Hollyball. So for me, Hollyball is a company that is my third biggest position. It is catching. You can see it is catching Greggs up slightly now. It's not too far behind Greggs, but it's still a little bit off Greggs. I think it still needs to increase by another 10 or 20% to catch Greggs. But for me, Hollyball is a company that if it wasn't for the vaccine news, I could probably say that Hollyball would have become my biggest position by now, because I am a huge fan of it. I'm up 32%, but I do believe that this will be a very big company in the next few years. And Hollyball is actually one of the companies that I think about. Sometimes I like just going randomly off topic and think about things. And one of the things I consider with Hollyball is like, if I was actually generally wanting to get like a big holding, like if I wanted to own an actual like 20% complete of a company, you know, which company would it be on this list? And it is probably Hollyball. Hollyball is probably one of the companies that I would like to see. You know, when you go on the biggest percentage holders in the stock on Simple Wall Street, like JKR Vesting, like second biggest holder on 10%. That is actually something that I would not mind doing, to be fair. So we'll see where it goes, but that's just a random thought for the today, I guess. Next up is JD Sports, currently up 58%. I believe this will be a 100% return member by the end of the year. So yeah, we'll see where that one goes. Still nowhere near selling. Legal & General up 33%. I'm happy with that one because when I bought it, I was only expecting like 50% share price gain, and as well as that, I kind of got this in for a dividend yield. So I do collect like a 10% dividend yield on that one. So yeah, I can't complain at all that one. Next up is MJ Gleason, house builder, smaller house builder, not really performing too great compared to the other house builders, but yeah, I'm happy to hold my little position that I do have there. Next up is National Express. This had a bit of a pullback this last month, so it's probably pulled back about 16%. Once again, still holding this one, nowhere near selling it. Very similar to the Jet2 story. Rightmove. This is one that is a bit closer to maybe me buying a few more shares. If it was to have a bit more of a pullback, I think I could see that happening. If it was to have a bit more of a pullback, I could probably buy a few more shares, I think. So yeah, we'll see what exactly happens with that one. And then we've got S4 Capital, one of the new positions, or the newest position in this portfolio, a growth play, and I honestly can see myself probably doubling that position size in this month. So where you see S4 capital, it's in that kind of, I'm not even sure what colour to call it really, like a light pink, a light orange. I don't even know what colour it is. But yeah, I see that probably like doubling position sizes in the next month. It's probably one of the most attractive stocks right now on the stock market for me. And then Taylor Wimpy, currently up 31% on that one. Same, very much as the Barrett Development one. The Barrett Development stock is that, you know, it's going to bring me some share price gain, but the dividend yield as well when that comes back will be crazy. So I'm happy with that one. And then we've got WH Smiths. That's more of a, I would say, that's probably the one in my head that I would be closer to selling out of. So I think that I would potentially sell that one. That's one, when I look at all these companies, I'm like, they have so much potential in the future, especially at the averages that I got them. Whereas look at WH Smiths and like, I like it, but it's not my favourite company on this list. But it was still very attractive at the prices that I got in at. And that leads me on to my last stock, which is Whitbread, up 30% as well. And I would say that Whitbread and WH Smiths are the two on this list. And maybe MJ Gleason. Those three are probably the ones that I look at and like, I expect to get somewhere between a 50 to 100% gain on it, and that will probably be enough for me on them ones. Those are the three that I'm probably the closest to moving away from. But I still do like them, and I do think they've still got a little bit more upside yet. I think they're probably the three companies that I probably would consider leaving or selling out towards the back end of 2021. That's probably where I'm at with them three. But everything else, like this is, for me, I'm very happy with my portfolio. I am not anywhere close in the next 6 months of selling any of these positions out totally. Sure, there might be bits where I add a little bit, I might sell a little bit, but there'll be nothing crazy that moves with this. I'm very, very happy with this portfolio, and I'm happy with the number of stocks as well, which was something that I wanted to work on a little bit, but I've pretty much got to the point now. I'm happy with the amount of stocks, I'm happy with the position sizes, I'm happy with every single company, and I think that this is a portfolio that I expect to do very, very well in 2021 when this recovery starts hitting. And even though I would say, we've got probably, National Express has kind of moved down, but it was 100%, Jet2 100%, AA 100%. So we've got 300% members already in this portfolio, and I would be very confident to expect another 3 at least by the end of the year. So I believe that this portfolio will have 600% club members by the end of the year, which would be, if that was to happen, I would be very, very happy. We'll see what exactly happens, but that is if the recovery happens and we get to some normality by the end of 2021, fingers crossed. I'm very confident with this portfolio, So that's the UK portfolio update, January 2021. Hope you enjoyed it. If you could, smash the like button. If you are new, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.